Welcome. Today we travel to my home of Wales. In this video you will learn tips, tricks and secrets to enjoy your time in this beautiful land. Wales has so much to offer in such a small space. With a population of just over 3 million, this tiny country has something for everyone. Cardiff, the capital city's key attractions include the St Fagan's National Museum of History, which unpacks the story of this mighty nation and its people through artefacts and reconstructions. Free to enter and Wales's most popular heritage attraction. The museum stands in the grounds of the magnificent St Fagan's Castle and Gardens, a late 16th century manor house donated to the people of Wales by the Earl of Plymouth in 1948. Since 1948, over 40 original buildings from different historical periods have been re-erected in the 100-acre parkland, including a farm, a school, a chapel and a workman's institute. Workshops still thrive as craftsmen demonstrate their traditional skills. A chance to purchase a unique gift capturing the heritage and culture of Wales. The National Museum Cardiff is also a top attraction, displaying the history of this great country. Cardiff Castle is one of the city's top historic attractions, featuring a Victorian mansion alongside a Norman moat and Bailey Castle. The castle is home to some unique events, so keep your eyes open when visiting. Around Cardiff Bay, you'll find shops, restaurants, cafes and enjoyable waterside walks. Important sporting events also take place in the city, with rugby the most popular being the national sport. In the city of Swansea, the famous poet and writer Dylan Thomas's birthplace, his work is immortalised in the Dylan Thomas Centre and Dylan Thomas Theatre. Whilst here, it is worth visiting Mumbles around the coast, which is a pretty seaside village with a beach, lots of shops and cafes and places to stay. Don't forget to get a Joe's ice cream, they are that good. The Gower Peninsula is beautiful and often forgotten about, with its own small villages and traditional places to eat and stay. It has wonderful walks, beaches and views along the coast. Go to Worm's Head and look for Helvetia's shipwreck, a Norwegian vessel destroyed in 1887. Shield your eyes as miles of bright yellow sunflower fields decorate the landscape. Adventure along Cefn Bryn and find a Neolithic tomb dating back to 2500 BC, linked to the mystical once and future King Arthur. Try and find Culver Hole, a secret pirate cove hidden in the rugged sea cliffs. A magical walled sea cove steeped in tales of pirates and hidden treasure. Pembrokeshire's coastline was rated as the second best coastline in the world by National Geographic. Its national park preserves traditional landscapes, which include many rocky cliff tops, coves and beaches. Barafundle Bay is a hidden gem, as most people head to the Victorian resort of Tenby, like Henry VII did when he was escaping from Richard III's troops. See if you can find the cellar where he hid, before escaping down a tunnel to the harbour and fleeing to France. The locals tell a tale that the sand dunes behind Freshwater West beach is where Dobby, the house elf of Harry Potter fame, is reputed to be buried. If handmade chocolate and soap are more your thing, take a short boat ride to Caldey Island and meet the monks that live there. On the northern tip of the national park is St David's, Britain's smallest cathedral city, little bigger than a village, with some unique B&Bs and access to nearby White Sands Beach and the RSPB Reserve of Ramsey Island. The Brecon Beacons is another national park in Wales, situated north of Cardiff and taken in some of the most scenic valleys and hills of the interior of the country. The view from Pen y Fan is one of the most splendid in Britain and always ranks high as one of the most Instagrammable places in Wales. A less well-known beauty is the Scuda Ira waterfall, hauntingly quiet, a must-see. If you look up, you will see ruinous hilltop castles like those at Carrick Cannon, Llandyfri and Dynefwy. If you escape the castle, the petite towns of Abergavenny and Brecon await. Travel in late May to experience the world-famous Hay-on-Wye Literary Festival. Snowdonia National Park is another treasure. Mount Snowdon has a peak of 3,560 feet, the highest in Wales and England. Choose your route wisely. There are numerous walking paths to the summit of varying difficulties. Come prepared. For a more laid-back experience, you can take the historic cog railway to the summit from the picturesque village of Llanberis. Snowdonia offers ample hiking and cycling trails. One of those trails leads to the Giant Throne. Ceder Idris, a mountain awash with legend, looms over the southern coastline. One such legend says that whoever sleeps on the mountain will awaken either as a madman, a poet, or never wake again. Visit the Slate Caverns, now an underground adventure. A quarry once used for building materials now houses zip lines, underground railway, and routes you can explore by either bike or 4x4. North Wales has some of the best castles in the world, such as Carnarvon Castle, considered one of the most impressive fortresses in Europe, with its Gothic tower and battlements. Harlech Castle is a must and my personal favourite, a World Heritage Site, and is considered one of the finest examples of late 13th century military architecture. There are more than 600 castles in Wales, more per square mile than anywhere in the world. There is plenty of choice. Another of my favourites is the ruins of Castell Dinas Bran. It offers spectacular views of the Dee Valley and the bustling town of Llangollen, which is the home to the International Eisteddfod. The first international musical Eisteddfod was held in Llangollen in June 1947. For 70 plus years, its celebration of peace and harmony has made it one of the world's great music festivals. It began with a vision that the ancient Welsh Eisteddfod tradition could provide a means of healing the wounds of the Second World War and help to promote lasting peace. Llangollen's place in world music is now legend. 300,000 and more competitors from over 120 nationalities have graced the Llangollen stage. For the thrill seekers among you, the fastest zip line in the world and the longest in Europe awaits you at Penryn Slate Quarry near Bethesda. It actually feels like you're flying. These adrenaline-filled activities are part of the reason that North Wales is being talked about as the adventure capital of Europe. The traditional and attractive seaside town of Llandudno is worth a visit. It has a Victorian pier, shopping, places to eat and stay. A coastline, though wonderful, is known to be murderous to navigate. Hidden beneath its waves are many historical shipwrecks. Be sure to take the cable tramway up Great Orme for wonderful views. Llandudno is also the inspiration for Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Follow the Alice Trail and see what you discover. Conway is a historic and cultural town. The castle is fantastic and takes all the limelight, but make sure you visit the Elizabethan house of Plas Mawr, its town walls, old town, and make sure to enjoy the views of the countryside. Try and find the smallest house in Britain, measuring at just 3.05 metres high and 1.83 metres wide, and it's bright red. Robert Jones was 1.9 metres tall and was the last person to live there. Could you live there? Anglesey is separated from the mainland by the Menai Strait, crossed by the famous suspension bridge into the village with the world's longest name. Go on. Can you say it? There are over 100 ancient monuments from Neolithic and Bronze Age burial chambers to amazing standing stones. The medieval fortress of Beaumaris, built by Edward I, is another first-class castle that has to be seen to be believed. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I will be adding more videos weekly from my travels. Please comment and give feedback in the comment section below. Thank you. Diolch.